Hello, my name is Maisie Blaw, and today I'm going to be pitching my project to you. My project proposal is that I'm going to do an infographic video. My goal of this is to promote the charity of the Children's Heart Surgery Fund to aid them in gaining more support for donations. The reason I am doing this is because this charity helped my family during a difficult period when one of our family members became very sick. In my infographic, I will explain what the charity's aims and goals are, and then we'll move on to explain what they use the money they raise for. I will then explain what the audience can do to help the charity. This will look into the idea of fundraisers. My target audience will be more for the general public, as I am aiming to tell people what this charity does and what they provide. So, what are infographics? Well, motion graphics is using animation or live footage to create the look of movement. These are usually used with audio to add more to the effect. Infographics is taking information, data or knowledge and make them more visual. The reason for this is to make the information easier for the audience to take in. It can also help to get the audience to see patterns and trends. The software that will be used for this project will be Adobe After Effects. This software is usually used for creating motion graphic videos, as this is the best software to create 2D and 3D animations. It is also for the effects. You can also include audio to add more depth to the video. I will also need to use Photoshop to create the assets and then take them into After Effects with the layers separate. I went to YouTube to try and find some inspiration for my infographics based solely on charities. I found two that I think I could use for inspiration. The first one is a demo for charity infographics for PPC. I think I could look at how they use movement in the animation to keep the viewer intrigued. The other one has a less serious tone to it, but I liked how they used a lot more visuals for helping show their figures. I have also looked at videos using After Effects to create infographics. I've created a storyboard to be used as one of my assets. This will lead to me making an animatic to help get a better grasp on my timing and camera movement. The animatic I'm going to create will also be another asset. Walking through the storyboard here, the video will start showing the charity's logo, which is a heart containing 5 different colours. The heart will beat and the charity's phrase will appear on screen. As the words leave the screen, the colours begin to unform the logo and go off screen, which the camera will follow. Above the lines, a basic description will explain what the charity's aims are, whilst the lines are showing continuous movement. The lines will then begin to separate and go into different directions. One line will form a circle, which will then turn into a pie chart with the number 1 out of 100 in the chart. Some writing will appear and explain that 1 in 100 children are born with the disease, and that the charity and this is what the charity deals with. The pie chart will move to a bigger segment with the figure 22,000, and the writing will explain the statistic is the number of deaths in the UK. The pie chart will shrink a bit, with writing explaining that the number has almost halved in recent years. The pie chart will then revert back to its line form and move off screen. The screen will then have a teddy bear on screen wearing a medal around its neck, and a bit of writing explains that they can use £10 to give every child a bear and a medal. A present will then fall from the sky in front of the bear, and another fact on how they use the funds will be on screen. Next, a line goes around the bear, giving it a house, and a bit more writing will appear explaining. The words, "So what can you do?" will appear on screen in the colours that I used in the logo. The way they appear will look like they are being written. The next shot will be of some coins and one falling down into the pile, and writing will drop down mimicking the coins and explain how some people leave money in their will. The next shot will show a person running, and above the person, words will explain about distant runs. After that, a shot of an alcoholic drink and some bar food, and the bubbles from the drink will form the words on screen talking about sponsored night out. The drink will change to a cup of tea, and the food will change to a cake, which a cherry will fall on. The steam from the tea will create the words about sponsored tea parties. A bar graph will then be on screen, which will begin to move up to show the figure 400,000. And the words next to it will state the current funds raised by donations. The familiar coloured lines will appear on screen going past the graph. The camera will follow the lines until they move to form the heart again. The heart will then beat and the phrase will reappear, and the screen will fade to black.